Welcome to the part 3 of View Menu. Let us see what the Blender developers have to offer in this next part. So I'm going to Blender. Here, the next options were navigation. Navigation, orbit left, orbit right, orbit up, orbit down, and opposite. Let us see all of this. Numpad 4, 6, 8, 2, and 9. Let us see what this does. If I tap 4, numpad 4, I can orbit around this object clockwise. If I tap numpad 6, I can orbit around this object anti-clockwise. And if I tap 8, numpad 8, we can rotate around the object like this. And if I use numpad 2, we can orbit around the object like this. And numpad 9, it does opposite views. We are seeing from here, we are seeing from there, we are seeing from here, we will be seeing from that side. So for that, numpad 9 is useful. So that's how Blender developers have provided this. Next options in the navigation is roll right and roll left. Roll left and roll right. Shift numpad 4, shift numpad 6. Let us see what this does. Shift numpad 4, we are rolling the camera. And shift numpad 6, this gives us this kind of movement. Where this kind of movement is usually used is like for action cameras, our angles are sometimes like this, and if you rotate in this way, it gives us a wonderful action mode camera. For that, rolling is used. For that, rolling is wonderful. Now I will use shift numpad 6 to get back to where our viewport was. The next option is pan left and pan right, pan up and pan down. Control 2, 4, 6, 8. So let us see what that does. I am clicking and holding control and number pad 2. We are panning downwards. Number pad 8, we are panning upwards. Number pad 4, we are panning leftwards, and number pad 6, we are panning rightwards. So that's how we can pan around the area. This is mostly used for storyboarding, for cinematography, for understanding where you can keep the camera. That's where it's wonderfully used. So hats off to the Blender developers, the kind of options they have given us. Next option is zoom in, zoom out, and zoom region. So numpad plus, numpad minus, and shift B. Let us see what that gives. Zoom in is as usual, as you can see, we can do it with scroll wheel also. Shift B, what shift B does is, the moment I click shift B, this kind of cursor appears on the screen, and if I click and drag over this area on the top of this cube, my Blender zooms out there, zooms in there. So that's how shift B works. Shift B and click and drag over here. Now Blender zooms in over there. That's how these options are given to us. Navigation, zoom region, fly navigation. This is the most wonderful thing. Let us duplicate some copies so we can see what it actually does. Shift D to duplicate, and X to fix it on X axis, and shift R to repeat it quite a couple of times. Now I will select all these cubes and shift D Y, and I will keep it here and shift R. Now we have got quite a couple of cubes here. This is everything for showing what we get from fly navigation. one of the most wonderful thing. It's like Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is a game called Microsoft Flight Simulator. You will be moving through the scene as if you are sitting in a plane. I will click on this fly navigation and we get this 4 corners. If we go out of that, if we keep our mouse cursor out of that square, we can see that side. And if you click up arrow, you can, the more you click the up arrow, the more the speed will be greater, and you will be moving as if you are flying. And if you click back arrow, down arrow, you will be moving backside. So that's how you can move, and this is mostly useful for cinematography. You can see how wonderful the movements are, camera movements are. So that's how fly navigation can be used, and it can be animated as well. We will see, that's a lecture for some other day. So that is fly navigation. I will right click to come out of that mode. Then we will see one of my favorite is the next option, walk navigation. This is exactly same to as our FPS, first person shooters. WASD is movement, and your mouse is where you can see the objects. And if you hit spacebar on any object, like if I am seeing at this cube and I am using spacebar, we can teleport to that object. If I see towards that cube and shift spacebar, we can see towards that object. And if I tap tab, we are activating gravity. And if I go beyond this thing, the gravity has been activated. And if I right click out of it, we will come out of that navigation view. And there are also quite a couple of things regarding the walk navigation. If you use Q, you can lower down your camera. If you use E, you can raise your camera. And page up, page down is used to accelerate or deaccelerate, page up and page down. So I am moving with this speed. If I use page up 1 2 3 twice or 4 times, the speed will be increased. And if I hold shift, the speed will be increased even more. Where are these cubes? The speed will be increased more. If I leave the shift, the speed will be reduced. And if I click and hold alt, we will move even slowly. And if I teleport to this object and use V, we can jump as well. So for that to happen, let me add a plane, mesh and plane, and let us scale it out quite a bit. And now I will go from view, navigation and walk navigation. And if I tab the view, now we have activated the gravity. And if I hit V, I am jumping on that plane. The jump is very small, but it's there. So that's how these options are given to us. Thanks to the Blender developers, these kind of options are there, and these kind of options are not there in other 3D software, and this is special to Blender. That's why Blender is so special to me, because these two navigation systems are there. And also remember that at the status bar, right at the bottom of the screen, I can't take my mouse there. Yes, like here. If you see in the status bar right under here, you can see extra options, and that's how you can understand these navigations even wonderfully. So with that being said and done, this would be the end of the part 3. We will be seeing the next options in part 4. Until then, If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to wholeheartedly support me, you can go on the Patreon channel. Links will be given in the description. Until then, see it, try it, understand it. I will see you in the next video.